It's a banner year for RV sales, and many companies are channeling their unprecedented growth to make big changes. And that's exactly what the nation's largest dealership chain is doing, Camping World. Like them or not, big moves by Camping World ripple throughout the RV industry. And on this video, we're going to talk about the company's growth and how it might affect you, even if you've never been a customer for any of their products. I'm Jason Epperson, and this is RV Miles. On this channel, we talk about RV travel, including the latest news in the RV industry that consumers need to know about. Camping World Holdings is a publicly traded company on the New York Stock Exchange, selling RVs from over 160 dealerships under the Camping World and the Gander RV umbrellas. But Camping World is much more than RV dealerships. They also own Good Sam Enterprises, which not only sells Good Sam Club memberships, but also RV insurance, roadside assistance, extended warranties, and even emergency evacuation insurance. The company's Good Sam Media and Events wing publishes motorhome and trailer life magazines and produces dozens of the RV shows that happen all across the country every single year. Now, let me stop right here and say that a lot of people don't have the greatest opinion about Camping World, and a lot of it is deserved. A lot of it also falls squarely on the manufacturer's shoulders, and a lot of it is stuff you have to worry about at 90% of the dealers out there. But to be sure, Camping World is fighting to improve its reputation after making lots of customers unhappy. But this video is not about that. So let's just set that aside for a few minutes, because as you can probably tell, Camping World is big enough to really drive a lot of stuff that happens in the industry. So towards the end of 2019, Camping World's outlook wasn't the greatest. The company had made a big move to gobble up some of the old Gander Mountain outdoor goods stores and turn them into RV dealership locations or just retail stores. That move left the company leveraged really hard, and it didn't pan out the way that CEO Marcus Lemonis might have hoped. In September of 2019, he announced he'd be closing or repurposing nearly 40 stores, particularly the ones that didn't sell RVs. The company's debt rating was low, and the stock had plummeted from a high of about $46 a share down to a low of about $8. But things had started to look up again at the beginning of this year, and then the pandemic hit. Camping World stock dropped to almost $4 a share in March. Nobody predicted the RV craze that was to come. Now it's November, and Camping World Holdings has tallied up huge revenue gains as RVs sell like hotcakes. Moody's has increased their debt rating. They're currently making 45% profit on every single used unit that they sell. The stock price has jumped fivefold since March, and they're buying back $100 million of it. Analysts expect continued growth with targets as high as $49 per share, and all of those pre-orders of RVs that manufacturers have backlogged for months and months, those won't hit the books until they're delivered, meaning things are going to be good for Camping World for a while. So, flush with cash, Camping World is making some big moves. They're gobbling up dealerships and building others again. They're currently opening new stores in Texas and Idaho and Nebraska. They're doubling the size of a store outside of Pittsburgh, and they bought up a chain of 4 dealerships in Minnesota just in the last few months. Lemonis recently said to investors that he plans to open 10 locations per year going forward. So the biggest change we're going to see is more and more dealerships and more independent dealerships being taken over by Camping World. Now, each of the company's 2.1 million Good Sam members. Good Sam Club is a club that you can join for like $39 a year and gives you discounts on camping and gasoline, but then they have all those different other layers on top of it, the roadside assistance, the insurance, all of it. Those 2.1 million members average a staggering revenue of $1,850 each. Lemonis plans to build on that. He wants to increase the number of Good Sam members along with the average revenue by 10% over the next 3 years. Good Sam products are clearly the cash cow of the company, and many of you are overpaying for them. Lemonis announced a couple months ago that motorhome and trailer life magazines, brands that are decades old, are going to be ending at the end of this year. They're going to be combined for the January issue into one magazine and digital platform simply titled RV, with the enviable domain name of RV.com. We won't really know until the first issue drops whether this is a downsizing or a reinvigorated outlet for RV content, but both publications have become thinner and thinner over time as legacy print publications struggle in a digital world. Since Good Sam took them over, there have been many gripes from folks in the industry that they focus primarily on Camping World products. Just one of the many ways Camping World influences the industry. Now, the domain rv.com and the RV magazine are going to be a product owned and ran by Camping World, and that is certain to rub most of the other dealerships the wrong way. Some insider stuff, the company has also launched a new proprietary technology called the Good Sam Rv Valuator, which is an algorithm that pulls together 15 years of their data to generate values for their used RVs. They believe this tool is going to bring an additional 5% annually to that already massive used RV profit that they're raking in. For spring of 2021, Camping World plans to launch a new peer-to-peer RV rental marketplace. Now, they're behind the game on this one, with RV Share and Outdoorsy taking the lead and making massive strides in 2020. But Camping World could be stiff competition here still by leveraging their Good Sam members, their unused inventory on their lots, and having retail locations with dump stations and propane and staff to set renters up. Also for next year, they're building an RV repair service marketplace that will allow people to schedule service appointments from repair centers and mobile service providers, whether they're affiliated with Camping World or not. So in exchange for a monthly fee, independent repair centers and mobile techs will be provided with this platform to join the network. If you have an issue, you can go onto the platform and book an appointment to get your RV repaired. It's a great idea, but the fact that their largest competitor is running it could turn off a lot of independent dealerships from joining. And not too many mobile techs are hurting for work right now. So will they pay a monthly fee to be involved? It could be just another way that Camping World tries to coach the game, and it remains to be seen if others will play ball. 2021 is sure to be an excellent year for Camping World. But I have to say, of all the press releases I've read and all the quarterly investor calls I've listened into, I've seen very little talk about investing these incredible profits into improving service. Camping World is known by many, whether completely deserved or not, as a place where service and repair is a disaster. Unfortunately, the reality is that a large percentage of all dealerships belong in that club, but Camping World could take this time right now and the effort to be the best. I know that sounds absurd, but they could pay repair techs more. They could build more service space, and they could expand their pre-delivery inspection operations. They literally could take this once-in-a-lifetime moment right now to change the entire industry for the better and become the place where everyone says you must go to buy an RV because Camping World treats every customer like they want them to return for the next RV. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's in the plans. That's what I know. I'd love to hear about your thoughts on Camping World and RV dealerships in general in the comments. That's it for this video. If you got anything out of it, I'd love for you to hit the thumbs up button. And if you're new here and want more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. If you're a podcast listener, make sure to join us every week on the RV Miles podcast, available on any podcast app, as well as right here in video form on YouTube. Let's read some comments from our latest video on National Park passes. Fortunately, I got the Golden Age passport years ago, but I will be sharing this vid with my younger friends. Thank you. Thanks, JD, for sharing. This should be required viewing for anyone contemplating a national parks tour. Also included are national monuments. It's important to understand that state parks are not included in these passes. That's right. The National Park Service has 422 sites across the country, and there are some other national monuments that are ran by the Forest Service and Bureau of Land Management. You can get into all of those as well as to all those different lands with any of the national parks passes. Why do so many native speakers use ran as the past participle of run, as in parks ran by the Agriculture Department? This is an egregious error. You know, some of us just like to talk how we talk, and we ain't gonna change it. The access pass is available if you're severely hearing impaired. My wife got hers that way. Just got a note from the doctor saying it was life-altering. Yes, the access pass for people living with a disability is not just for mobility disabilities. It's any disability of any type. It's not the same threshold as getting, for instance, a disabled parking placard. My pass took me just under 6 weeks to get, I guess because no one is really traveling. They're not quite busy right now. If that's just my case, I've heard other people take 10 to 12 weeks. yeah, it can take some time. That's why I say, if you're planning on a trip, buy it in person if you haven't bought it well enough in advance. I'm actually working on getting a pass as a disabled veteran. I wouldn't have known about this without your videos. Thank you. That makes it worth it to me. That warms my heart, and it's so fantastic. Thank you so much, Jim, for your service. The disco music at the end of these videos keeps me coming back. I was gonna change it for this week, but hey, Tecker, I'm keeping it in for you. All right, if you have a comment, leave it on this video and I'll try to answer some of them on the next one. We'll see you next time.